Welcome back to the second YouTube video on this channel. Today we are going to discuss about the history of a product that I am sure a lot of people love. The history of mascara. Records from around 4000 BC refer to a substance called kohl that was used to darken eyelashes, eyelids and eyebrows. Kohl was used to mask the eyes because it was believed to ward off evil spirits and protect the soul of both men and women. Often composed of galena, malachite, charcoal, crocodile stool, honey, and water to keep the kohl from running. Through Egypt's influence, the usage of kohl or mascara persisted in the subsequent Babylonian, Greek and Roman empires. Following the fall of the Roman Empire, kohl fell on the European continent, where it had been solely used for cosmetic purposes, while it continued to be widely used in the Middle East for religious purposes. During the Victorian era, social opinion shifted radically towards cosmetics, and women were known to spend majority of their day occupied with beauty regimens. Great efforts were made to create the desired illusion of long, dark eyelashes. In attempts to mimic the illusion of long, dark eyelashes, Victorian women made a type of mascara in their own homes. What they would do is heat a mixture of ash or lampliak and elderberry juice on a plate and apply the heated mixture to their eyelashes. The product that people recognize as mascara today did not develop until the 19th century. A chemist named Eugen Rimmel developed a cosmetic using a newly invented product at the time, the petroleum jelly. The name Rimmel became synonymous with mascara and still translates to mascara in the Portuguese, Spanish, Greek, Turkish, Romanian, and Persian languages today. At roughly the same time, in 1915, Thomas Lyle Williams created a remarkably similar substance for his sister Mabel. And in 1917 he started a mail-order business from the product that grew to become the company Maybelline, which is named after his sister Mabel, and the petroleum jelly Vaseline, and became the first commercially available mascara. The mascara developed by Thomas Lyle and Eugen Rimmel consisted of petroleum jelly and kohl in a set ratio. It was undeniably messy, and a better alternative was soon developed. A dampened brush was rubbed against a cake containing soap and black dye in equal proportions and applied to the lashes. Still, it was extremely messy and difficult to use. The very first eyelash curler was created in 1923 by Eyelash Company. It took 10 minutes to see any results, and it was often referred to as the bear trap because of its rough appearance. After a year, in 1924, a more sophisticated version was created. And this version is the one that mostly resembles the modern-day eyelash curler. No significant improvement occurred until 1957 when Helena Rubinstein, a giant in the beauty industry, came up with an innovation. The events that led to Rubinstein's improvement began in Paris in the early 20th century. In the fashion capital of the world, the popularity and common usage of mascara was spreading like wildfire. Elizabeth Arden and Helena Rubinstein, two giants in the American beauty industry, watched and guarded its development. After the First World War, American consumers became eager for new products. Sensing an opportunity, both Rubinstein and Arden launched their own brands of cosmetics that included mascara. Through the efforts of these two rivals in public temperament, mascara finally gained respectability and favor in American society. The invention of the photograph and motion picture launched mascara's popularity and usage further forward in America. Motion pictures especially advertised a new standard of beauty and sex appeal through actresses. Famous actresses of the classic cinema era such as Greta Garbo, Marlene Dietrich, Bette Davis, Paula Negri, Theda Bara, Clara Bow, and Jean Harlow depended heavily upon mascara for their glamorized looks, which the average woman sought to mimic. In 1933, a woman known on court records as Mrs. Brown consented to have her eyelashes permanently dyed. Unfortunately, the product, Lash Floor, used paraphenylidenine, a chemical extremely toxic to the body, as its dyeing agent. At the time, cosmetics were unregulated by the Federal Drug Administration, and the dangers of paraphenylidenine were unknown. Within hours, Mrs. Brown began experiencing severe symptoms of stinging and burning eyes. By the next morning, Mrs. Brown's eyes had developed ulcers which oozed and had swollen shut. The Lash Floor treatment resulted in blindness. In Mrs. Brown and 15 other women, it also caused the death of another through a bacterial infection. It was only after the incident and several others, documented in Ruth DeForest Lam's book entitled American Chamber of Horrors, that the Congress granted the Food and Drug Administration or FDA the right to regulate cosmetics in 1938. Almost 2 decades later, in 1957, Rubinstein created a formula that evolved mascara from a hard cake into a lotion-based cream. She packaged the new mascara in a tube with a brush to be sold with it. For use, the cream was squeezed onto the brush and applied to the lashes. Although still messy, it was a step closer towards the modern mascara we use today. Soon, a grooved rod was patented. This device picked up the same amount of mascara for each use. Then the grooved rod was altered to the brush similar to the ones we use today. The change in applicator led mascara to be even easier and less messier to use, and its popularity increased even more. And not too long after Helena Rubinstein released theirs, Maybelline also came up with their own version called Magic Mascara. This is when the cake and cream formulas began to fall away. Even though Helena Rubinstein's formula was waterproof, it contained turpentine, which is as bad as lead because these ingredients are known to be very harmful and toxic. In 1958, Revlon came out with the brush-on mascara. This was the first automatic mascara that did not contain turpentine to make the formula waterproof. The 60s was a huge boom for mascara, possibly because of the it girl at the time Twiggy, and different colors of mascara became available to the market. In 1971, Maybelline released the very first water-based mascara and what would become the best-selling mascara that sells every 2.5 seconds. Great Lash. Its iconic green and pink packaging is inspired by fashion designer Lily Pulitzer's bright and preppy prints. The fitness craze of the 1980s inspired Maybelline's 24-hour Fresh Lash mascara to capitalize on it through its commercials, by promising women lashes that last throughout an active day. In 1988, the first colorless mascara arrived. It claims to not smear nor smudge. Women used hair mascara in the 1990s to paint colorful streaks in their hair. The uses of mascara is now towards multifunctional usage, with many mascaras, including pro-vitamin-enriched formulas, botanicals, and lash-boosting serums. Korean technology is at the forefront of the development, and a number of brands use tubing formulas to coat the lash. Today, mascara is often used on a daily basis around the world. In 2016 alone, U.S. consumers spent $335.6 million on the top 10 leading mascara brands. I hope you learned something new and enjoyed this video. In the next video, we'll all discuss about the history of eyeliner. If you're interested, subscribe and click the bell.
Darling.